Saginaw Transit Authority Regional Services says its state funding for this fiscal year was cut by almost $500,000, adding it's the lowest amount STARS has ever received from the state.
So what kind of impact is that having on STARS? TV5's James Felton joins us with that answer. James?
A STARS spokesperson tells us this cut has wiped out 15% of its budget.
We are at the lowest historic funding level for the state that we've ever been.
Jamie Forbes, Director of External Affairs at STARS, talking about what's called the Local Bus Operating Fund. It's divided among all public transits in the state. Forbes tells us the growth of public transit in southeast Michigan means there's less money to go around. As a result, STARS saw a decrease of $444,000 for fiscal year 24-25. That's 15% of the STARS budget. Forbes tells us they've had to get creative to save money and preserve services.
We have been able to save a few dollars, simply not replacing some positions for folks that have left us. We've also been able to unload a few of our older vehicles, which saves some money on insurance. And we're just doing a really thorough job to make sure that we know exactly what we're facing to be able to make those decisions going forward.
Forbes says riders have already been affected by the reduction in state funding.
We used to have a start time of 5 a.m. We're now starting at 6 a.m. So that's something that they have felt right away. And I know that seems like a small change, but every day, every revenue hour that is cut, that saves us some funds. But unfortunately, that also impacts people's ability to get to work.
Forbes tells us STARS is reviewing everything in the budget as they move forward, and some decisions might be made in a couple of months. She says right now, there are no further cuts to services planned. But Forbes tells us STARS is already running lean and is a government nonprofit, so there aren't a lot of places to cut.
We are in crisis, and we need to really be rethinking public transit at the state level so that we can continue to provide these valuable services.
Forbes tells us STARS will participate in a lunch and learn next month to educate elected officials in Michigan about the public transit situation. There are also plans for a legislative day in Lansing during the spring. Public transportation officials will have vehicles at the state capitol to make their voices heard. Back to you.
Forbes would also like testimonials from riders on how public transit impacts them. If you're interested, go to the STARS Facebook page.